all know that our body is made up mainly of 70% water. So, our body's main components are hydrogen and oxygen. But apart from this, what other elements exist in our body? So, as you can see, our body contains 65% oxygen, 18% carbon, 10% hydrogen and 7% of other elements. So, the percentage composition means how much of a particular element a substance is made up of. The same concept can be applied in chemistry. In chemistry, the percentage composition of a compound means the percentage of the elements present in the compound. To calculate the mass percentage of any element in a substance, we will use the following formula. Mass of the element in the compound divided by the molar mass of the compound multiplied by 100. Let us calculate the mass percentage of hydrogen and oxygen in water. If you observe the structure of water, it contains 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen atom. And the molar mass of hydrogen is equal to 1.008 grams and the molar mass of oxygen is equal to 16 grams. So, the molar mass of water is equal to 18.02 grams. Now, the mass percentage of hydrogen is equal to mass of hydrogen divided by molar mass of water multiplied by 100, which is equal to 2 multiplied by 1.008 divided by 18.02 multiplied by 100, which is equal to 11.18. So, the mass percentage of hydrogen in water is 11.18%. Similarly, the mass percentage of oxygen in the water is 16 divided by 18.02 multiplied by 100, which is equal to 88.79. So, the mass percentage of oxygen in water is 88.79%. One use of percentage composition is verifying the chemical sample's purity. Next, we will see how percentage composition helps calculate the empirical formula. Let us now understand the meaning of empirical formula and molecular formula. The empirical formula is the simplest whole number ratio of various atoms in a compound. And the molecular formula is the exact number of various atoms in a compound. For example, the given table shows the empirical and the chemical formulas of 2 compounds. The empirical formula for N2O4 is NO2 and the empirical formula for C6H6 is CH. Let us discuss one example of calculating empirical and molecular formulas from the percentage composition. Suppose it is given that in a compound, the mass percentage of hydrogen is 4.07%, carbon is 24.27%, chlorine is 71.65% and the molar mass of the compounds is 98.96 grams. We have to calculate the empirical and molecular formulas. To solve this, let us go step by step. The first step is the conversion of mass percent to grams. We will assume that the mass percent is given per 100 gram of the compound. Thus, 4.07% of hydrogen will be 4.07 grams. 24.27% of carbon will be 24.27 grams. And 71.65% chlorine will be 71.65 grams. The next step will be the conversion into moles of each elements. To convert the given masses into the number of moles, we have to divide the given masses by the respective atomic mass. For obtaining moles of hydrogen, the given mass of hydrogen will be divided by the atomic mass of hydrogen. For moles of carbon, the given mass of carbon will be divided by atomic mass of carbon. And for moles of chlorine, the given mass of chlorine will be divided by atomic mass of chlorine. Next, divide the obtained mole values by the smallest number among the mole values. In this case, the smallest number is 2.021. So, division of each mole value by 2.021 gives the ratio 2:1:1 for hydrogen, carbon and chlorine. The next step is to write the empirical formula using the ratios obtained. For writing empirical formula, mention the number after writing the symbols of each element. As shown, the empirical formula for the given compound will be CH2Cl. The final step is to write the molecular formula. There are further 3 steps for obtaining the molecular formula. Step 1. Determine the empirical formula mass for CH2Cl by adding the atomic masses of all the atoms of empirical formula. The atomic mass of carbon is 12.01, of hydrogen is 1.008 and chlorine is 35.453. Thus, the empirical formula mass is equal to 49.48 grams. Step 2 is to divide the molar mass by empirical formula mass. The molar mass given in the question is 98.96 grams. So, on dividing 98.96 by 49.48, we get 2, which is denoted by the number n. Step 3 is to multiply the empirical formula by n to obtain the molecular formula. The empirical formula is CH2Cl and n is equal to 2. Thus, on multiplying each atom by 2, we get the molecular formula as C2H4Cl2. So, these were the steps to find out the empirical formula and the molecular formula from the given percentage composition. Now, as we are clear with the concept of percentage composition and empirical and molecular formula, I will give you a term to think over, as this term is the basis of our next video. What is meant by stoichiometry? The photograph on the screen is a hint for finding the meaning of the term. Now, let us summarize what we have learnt.
Manorama Horizon. Learning made simple.